These dogs survived plane crashes. In 2015, 3 people and a dog were injured after a small plane crashed in Florida. The single-engine plane had just taken off from Opa-locka Airport before it went down, and reportedly appeared to be smoking or on fire. The injured humans were taken to trauma centers, and the medium-sized yellow mixed-breed pup was taken away on a stretcher after it was seen running out of the wreckage. After a vet visit, they determined the dog was okay. Sugar suffered a scratch on his head and received a cast on his leg, but made a full recovery. In October of 2024, a small plane crashed into the water as the 4 people and a dog inside were evacuating from Hurricane Milton. The U.S. Coast Guard shared video of the rescue. Their aircrew was flying over Tampa Bay to assess the west coast before the hurricane arrived. The passengers on the small plane held on to the tail end of the aircraft, as that was the only thing that was floating.
We stayed in a tight circle around them, so that way they're like, oh, where's the Coast Guard aircraft? They look down the water, they could see where it was. Good Samaritans that were looking, so we just stayed on top of the target, and then that helped vector in the Good Sams to find the people, and they were able to identify them, pull them on the dinghy.
A Good Samaritan and the St. Petersburg Fire Rescue Squad picked them up out of the water, put them in the boat, and brought them back to safety. 3 of the 4 people involved were taken to the hospital. In November of 2024, 2 pups had a lot to be thankful for after they survived a plane crash in the woods of the Catskill Mountains in upstate New York. The pilot and another dog were killed in the incident. The Greene County Sheriff said the plane went down while it was en route from Maryland to Albany. It was suspected that the 49-year-old pilot died on impact. However, in the wreckage, 2 dogs were found alive. A young lab mix named Whiskey had broken legs. The other dog was found with only minor injuries. They were both taken to a veterinary center for treatment, and local and federal authorities investigated the cause of the plane crash. After recovering, they were up for adoption. In 2022, a plane carrying these dogs crash-landed on a snowy golf course in Wisconsin.
Luckily, none of them ran away. They all kind of just were like, oh, hi, play with me.
The 53 rescue dogs and 3 humans on board all survived. The dogs were being transported from Louisiana to find new homes. First responders rushed to the scene, only to have to wrangle a bunch of scared pups.
He was found roaming around. One of the firefighters brought him up in his truck.
Afterwards, some of the dogs found new homes with the people who came to their rescue.
This is going to be the pride and joy of the rest of my career. Oh my God. I hope he likes fire trucks as much as I do.
Firefighter Elle Steitzer was one of the first people on scene and said she knew it was going to be an unforgettable day.
And I remember thinking that this is such a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I'm going to be thinking about these little guys for the rest of my life, and I'd really like to have the one with me for the rest of my career in the fire service.
Other firefighters say they went to visit the dogs at the shelters that took them in, and the dogs couldn't stop thinking about their rescuers either.
All of a sudden, she came out of it, came running to me, ran in my arms, gave me a kiss. I held her for a little bit.
There's a lot of hard things that we do in this job, and it's really hard sometimes you can't have that, to not latch onto those negative things. So to have a memory of an event that's just so overwhelmingly positive is just such a great experience. There's a lot of hardship, a lot of loss, but this is something just overall is a victory. I love you too, little man.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindall.